Hi everyone, this is Cooking with Kurt. Today, my husband Donald and I are going to show you how to make sweet cheese rolls. These are buttery puff pastry treats with a sweet cream cheese filling and then topped with sugar. The puff pastry is made with European-style butter, which is creamier than standard American butter, making the puff pastry all that more delicious.
This recipe was requested by a lot of you. Thanks so much for your requests, and we hope you like this video.
You can use 18 ounces of frozen store-bought puff pastry for this recipe, but today we're going to show you how to make puff pastry from scratch. Put 8 ounces or 1 cup of European-style unsalted butter in the freezer for a minimum of 3 hours to overnight. Take a large mixing bowl, add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and half a teaspoon of salt. Whisk these dry ingredients together till they're combined. Take the 8 ounces of frozen European-style butter out of the freezer and grate the butter into the bowl of dry ingredients. Alternate between grating the butter and gently mixing the grated butter into the flour mixture to prevent the grated butter from melting. When all the butter has been grated, quickly toss the mixture with your hands till all the grated butter is coated in flour. Prep a bowl of ice water and drizzle 6 tablespoons of ice-cold water into the flour-butter mixture and mix it with your hands by squeezing the mixture till it holds together. If needed, add additional ice water 1 tablespoon at a time, up to 8 tablespoons total, just until the dough comes together. I usually end up adding 7 tablespoons of ice water. As soon as the dough comes together, place it on a plastic wrap, shape it into a square with your hands, and wrap it tightly in the plastic wrap. To make the flaky layers of puff pastry, it's very important that the pockets of butter stay cold throughout this process so they don't melt. So we're going to refrigerate the square of dough for a minimum of 3 hours up to 24 hours before proceeding. When the dough has rested and the butter is cold again, generously flour a flat, clean surface and place the dough onto it. Make sure the dough is evenly floured at the bottom so it doesn't stick to the surface, and lightly flour the top as well, spreading it out gently with your hands so it doesn't stick to the rolling pin. Roll the cold dough into a rectangle shape that's about ½ an inch thick. I'm also using my hands to straighten the edges and make 90-degree corners, making sure it's as close to a rectangle shape as possible so that the folds make even layers. When the dough is a ½ inch thick rectangle, fold the dough into thirds like you're folding a business letter. Rotate the dough by 90 degrees so that the next fold will be in the other direction, then repeat this process. Roll the dough into a rectangle that's ½ an inch thick again, fold the dough into thirds, and rotate the dough by 90 degrees. The dough should get folded like this a total of 6 times. On a hot day, or if you feel the dough is getting too warm, take breaks between the folds and rest the dough in the fridge for 1 hour to let it get cold again. After the 6th time of folding the dough into thirds, flatten the folds together with the rolling pin so that it becomes a cohesive rectangle again. Wrap it tightly in plastic wrap. Let this puff pastry dough rest in the fridge overnight for the layers of butter to get cold again. It will keep in the fridge for up to 24 hours or in the freezer for up to 1 month.
When you're ready to assemble the cheese rolls, let 8 ounces of full-fat cream cheese, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, this can be any kind of butter, and 1 egg come to room temperature. In the bowl of your stand mixer, add in the 8-ounce room temperature cream cheese, the 4 tablespoons room temperature unsalted butter, the room temperature egg, ½ a cup of powdered sugar, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon finely grated orange zest. With the paddle attachment, mix them together on medium-high speed for about 5 minutes till they are fully combined and the mixture is smooth. Take a pastry bag with a large round tip attached and transfer the sweet cream cheese mixture into the pastry bag. Set this aside at room temperature. Beat 1 large egg in a small bowl to make an egg wash and set it aside. Take 2 large sheet pans. The exact size doesn't really matter, but the ones we're using today are 13 by 18 inches. And line them with parchment paper. Place 2 racks on the upper and lower third position of your oven and preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
And now we're ready to assemble the cheese rolls. Generously flour a clean flat surface and place the cold rectangle of puff pastry dough onto it. Flour the top surface of the puff pastry and roll it out into a thin rectangle, checking now and then that the dough is well floured at the bottom and isn't sticking to the surface. The rectangle of dough should be about 1/8 inches thick, that is 12 inches by 24 inches. Then cut the rectangle in half lengthwise, so that you have 2 long strips of dough that are about 6 inches by 24 inches each. Separate the rectangles a bit by sliding them apart. 1 strip of dough at a time, pipe the sweet cream cheese filling about 2 inches or 1/3 of the width of the strip from the left edge of the strip all the way down the strip. Brush the left edge of the strip with egg wash and fold the left side of the dough over the middle onto the right side and seal the edges by pressing the dough together with your fingers. Pipe the filling again, this time about 2 inches or 1/3 of the width of the strip from the right edge of the strip all the way down the strip. Brush the right edge of the strip with the egg wash and fold the right side of the dough over the middle onto the left side and seal the edges by pressing the dough together with your fingers. At this point, you should have a long tube of dough filled with the sweet cream filling. Use a knife to trim the top and bottom ends of the tube of dough diagonally, and then cut the tube in half diagonally in the same diagonal direction as the ends. Then cut these again into thirds diagonally, the same diagonal direction as the ends, making a total of 6 cheese rolls. Transfer these 6 assembled cheese rolls onto the first baking sheet with the seam side down, at least 1 inch apart. Repeat these steps with a second strip of dough. Transfer these next 6 cheese rolls, inverting them so they're seam side down, onto the second baking sheet. You should end up with a total of 12 cheese rolls. Brush the top surface of each cheese roll with the egg wash. Try not to get egg wash on the sheet pan or it will burn. Take 2 tablespoons of white sparkling sugar or turbinado sugar and sprinkle 1 generous pinch of sparkling sugar on top of each cheese roll. Place 1 sheet pan per rack on the upper and lower third positions of your oven, and we're going to bake these in our preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 18 minutes, or until they are puffed up and golden brown. Let them cool completely to room temperature to let the sweet cream filling firm up again. And there it is, deliciously buttery golden brown puff pastry from scratch, filled with sweet cream and topped with sugar. Ang sarap! That homemade puff pastry is so buttery.
I love all the flaky layers, the hint of orange zest, and the cream cheese filling is not too sweet.
Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know in the comment section below if you're planning to make these cheese rolls. Send us pictures of your creations on Facebook and Instagram. The links are below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Cooking with Kurt.
And don't forget to click on the bell so you get notified when we post new cooking videos. And for our written recipes, check out cookingwithkurt.com.
Maraming salamat!